Hi everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Well, today I'm getting around to planting a new hydrangea hedge over in my driveway garden. And the hydrangea I wanted to use for this is the Invincibelle Spirit 2 hydrangea. That's the beautiful pink hydrangea you see behind me. And we actually pruned this hydrangea in a video I did earlier this year. But the Invincibelle Spirit 2 hydrangea has a very special place in my heart because Proven Winners donates $1 for every shrub sold to the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. And some of you that happen to know me personally or maybe have gotten to know me personally might know that my grandmother had cancer multiple times during the course of her life before she eventually passed on. And almost right after her passing, my mother went through cancer as well. So it's something that really hits home with me. So I thought, why not create a hydrangea hug hedge over in the driveway garden behind the swing. It's a nice way to kind of honor them here in the garden and to also just feel like they're giving me a hug of hydrangeas. So why don't we head over to the driveway garden and plant these baby shrubs up. I'll just talk and walk you through how to plant a shrub hedge, and we can also chat a little bit about just how to plant a shrub in general. And then we'll head back over here so we can take a closer look at my more mature Invincibelle Spirit 2 hydrangea. So the most important consideration when planting a shrub hedge is the spacing, meaning the distance between the centers of each plant. So we want to go ahead and use the plant's mature width range to help inform our spacing choice. So if you'd like a solid hedge with a few gaps, go with the smaller end of the spacing recommendation. But if you're content to wait for your hedge to mature, or if you want a more informal, loose look, go with the larger end of the spacing recommendation. Since the tag for the Invincibelle Spirit 2 hydrangea says that the mature width is between 42 and 48 inches, I'm going to go ahead and space mine at 42 inches apart so that they can form a nice dense hedge with only a few gaps. Now we'll use the same method for planting this hedge as we would with any other shrub. So let me just talk you through how I go about doing that. I want to start by digging a hole twice as wide, but only as deep as the container. And as I dig, I pile the soil around the perimeter of the hole. This makes it a lot easier to backfill my shrub once it's planted. Once my hole is dug, I'll place the plant in the hole and check the depth. The top of the root ball should be even with or even just slightly above the soil surface. If it's too high, simply remove the plant and excavate a bit more. Or if it's too low, push in some soil from around the hole. Check again and repeat if necessary to achieve proper depth. Once I am sure I have the right depth for my shrub, I'll go ahead and backfill using only the soil that I've excavated. And as I backfill, I'm just going to firm the soil lightly around the roots. This helps to eliminate air pockets, and just continue to do so until you reach the top of the root ball. The top of the root ball should be covered with about 1/2 inch of soil. Next, we'll go ahead and add a 2-inch thick layer of shredded bark mulch and just apply that over the entire root zone of the plant. This helps keep the roots cool and conserves water, so it really minimizes the stress on your new plants and encourages rapid development of the root system. Lastly, we want to give our shrubs a nice deep drink of water, and we want to keep our new shrubs well watered. They should never be allowed to dry out completely during their first season in the ground. Now in the coming months, the plant will mostly devote its energy to growing roots. So don't worry if you don't see a lot of growth on top. That's perfectly normal. Typically, shrubs begin to grow vigorously in their second season, and growth and flowering increase every season as long as conditions remain favorable. So now that we planted all those baby Invincibelle Spirit 2 hydrangeas, I thought it would be helpful to take a look at one that I planted 4 years ago. It is at maturity at this point, so it's 4 by 4 feet tall and wide. This is a smooth arborescens hydrangea. These are native hydrangeas, and these are ones that are pink no matter what. You know, some microphylla and serrata hydrangeas can change to blue depending on the acidity in the soil. This one's going to be pink no matter what kind of soil it's planted in. And what I've seen mine do here in full sun is that it really comes out this kind of dark pink when it first blooms. Then it kind of ages to almost a lighter silvery pink, and then later in the season it turns green, and it really holds that green color until almost winter time. It does make a great cut flower. It also makes a wonderful dried flower. So if you want to pick it fresh, you really want to get it at more of the mature, lighter silvery pink stage, a little bit more like this, and I'll attach a close-up over my face now. If you pick it a little more immature in this kind of dark burgundy state, I've noticed it really does tend to flop. But then if you want to dry it, go ahead and pick it when it's green. So I hope it's just helpful to see one of these guys at maturity. You know, it does take shrubs a little while to get established. You might have heard that saying, sleep, creep, leap, meaning year 1, 2, and 3. And especially with things like perennials and shrubs, that really is the case. So I always like to get things in as soon as I know I want them so that they have those years to establish. And then once they're in here, you know, there's absolutely no care at all on this type of a shrub aside from that pruning in early spring. Well guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me today and planting this hydrangea hug hedge. It'll be really wonderful to watch it grow together and to see all those 5 shrubs really support each other and become one hedge. And you know, as I think about cancer and what I've seen people that I love go through and how it affects them, it's just, I think, so important to remember during such a challenging journey that you are not alone. You are not alone. And my mom wants you to know that as well. Okay, I'm going to get emotional now. Anyway, we wanted to let you know that we are going to sit down together and compile a long list of any kind of organization that we've worked with or that have sent my mom things or helped her out. She's even written a blog about her journey dealing with ovarian cancer that, you know, maybe just reading about it might help somebody along the way. But just check out the description section and me and my mom will really try to put together a list that will hopefully help everybody out. Well guys, I want to wish you a wonderful day out in your gardens. I guess Buddy wants to hang out with me tonight. He's kind of funny. He's always usually doing his own thing, but maybe he knows I'm a little bit emotional this time. So until next time, happy gardening. Bye.